One of the genius movies that articulates really deep, important psychological concepts in a way that everybody can relate to is Pixar's Inside Out. In this clip, we will look at the notion of empathy and what it is like to actually listen to a human being. Sometimes when people share their feelings, share their distress, what they really need is not somebody to try and fix them or change them or cheer them up, but somebody to just actually really listen to them and understand them. Frequently, what's most helpful is not an attempted answer or solution. What's frequently healing is connection. Let's take a look at Bing Bong, Riley's imaginary friend, and the emotions of joy and sadness as they live inside Riley's psyche. To set the stage, Bing Bong is about to lose this magic rocket wagon that Riley and he used to play in, and he is grief-stricken. Joy tries to cheer him up. That's a joy kind of thing to do. And sadness actually sits with him and listens to him and helps Bing Bong feel comforted and heard. Bing Bong weeps, they weep together, and strangely, paradoxically, the act of not trying to change Bing Bong actually helps Bing Bong change and shift to where he's going next. The feeling passes through, it's held, it's heard, it's understood, and then he feels better again, able to shake himself off and meet the next challenges on their journey to save Riley. Let's take a look at this scene that's a deceivingly simple masterpiece, all about empathy, listening, love, co-regulation, and the power of connection to help us heal and survive the losses in life. Here we go. So different parts of Riley's world are getting dismantled.
Wait, Riley and I were still using that rocket. It still has some song power left. Who's your friend who likes to play?
So this is the magic rocket.
No, you can't take my rocket to the dump. Riley and I are going to the moon. Riley can't be done with me.
This was the special rocket wagon that they used to play in.
Hey, it's gonna be okay. We can fix this. We just need to get back to headquarters. Which way to the train station?
I had a whole trip planned for us.
Hey, who's ticklish, huh? Here comes the tickle monster. Hey, Bing Bong, look at this. Oh, here's a fun game. You point to the train station and we all go there. Won't that be fun? Come on, let's go to the train station.
So you can see all of these attempts on the part of Joy to cheer Bing Bong up, to distract him, to get him back on target, and none of them are landing. Bing Bong is feeling sad and depressed, and nothing that Joy is saying is working. Now we're going to see what Sadness does, which is a very different approach. She doesn't try and pull Bing Bong away from his experience. She actually sits next to him, almost adapts his body language and posture, his vocal tone, his world, and instead of trying to change him, just really lets herself resonate with his internal experience, not trying to change his world, but just trying to share his world. Let's take a look. The contrast between joy and sadness. Here's joy trying to razzmatazz Bing Bong out of his state of being, and then we'll see sadness just listening to and being with Bing Bong.
Won't that be fun? Come on, let's go to the train station.
I'm sorry they took your rocket. They took something that you loved. It's gone.
Okay, so I'll just point out a few things here. They're sitting shoulder to shoulder, okay? So you can see Bing Bong, by the look in Bing Bong's eyes, Bing Bong's in almost a faraway place. Bing Bong's here, but also Bing Bong's in his remembrance of things, right? And when sadness comes and sits shoulder to shoulder with Bing Bong, there's a way in which sadness is trying to see what Bing Bong sees, trying to taste his interior phenomenological experience, what his world is like, and looking just off into the distance and trying to taste the remembrance of what he is seeing or tasting himself. Okay, so they're both staring out, and Bing Bong's enveloped in the remembrance, and sadness is working to listen and enter into that world, and the shoulder to shoulder aspect kind of almost symbolically represents that they're looking out together, or they're looking together towards that remembrance that Bing Bong has, and sadness is joining Bing Bong in that. Okay.
They took something that you loved. It's gone.
Okay. They took something that you loved. It's gone. Just naming the truth of what is. It's true. They took something that you loved. It's gone. Sometimes the best interventions are just simple statements of what is true, right? Something you loved is now gone, or they took something that you loved, right? Simple, true, not fancy, just a statement of what is. Naming what is can be a very powerful intervention. Simply sitting with and naming what is, and tasting what is, because she's not just saying it, she's saying it and feeling it herself as she says it, right? So let's take a look again. Okay.
Let's go to the train station.
All right. She looks at Bing Bong.
I'm sorry they took your rocket. They took something that you loved.
Kind of shoulder
It's gone.
to shoulder.
Forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's all I had left of Riley.
I bet you and Riley had great adventures.
So, I bet you and Riley had great adventures. So let's just, sorry, I keep wanting to review this.
It's gone. Forever.
Right, so it's gone forever. True, right? That's true. And it's a guess as to, because right now Bing Bong is far away in a different place, and what sadness is doing is trying to join him in that place. What might Bing Bong in this faraway place be thinking or feeling? And sadness is actually articulating that world. Like they're both kind of symbolically looking out into the same. Well, sadness is trying to taste the world that Bing Bong is in, and offers, right, some of those what we call empathic conjectures, like first simple statements of truth, right? It's gone forever, right? They took something that you loved, right? So, and just tasting it along with Bing Bong as he's sitting there.
They took something that you loved. It's gone. forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's all.
So she's actually not making him feel worse. She's actually giving him the words to help him name the bad feelings he already has. Bing Bong feels bad, but he sometimes he doesn't have words. Sometimes people feel bad and they just don't have words to articulate those feelings. And Sadness is speaking those words and helping Bing Bong put a label or put words to the feeling, which is actually helping Bing Bong to feel, right? Bing Bong feels bad, but doesn't have words for it necessarily yet. And Sadness is helping in these little interventions here to put words to the feeling so that the feelings can actually be felt. You know? Let's take a look again.
Took your rocket.
And we all go there. Won't that be fun? Come on, let's go to the train station.
I'm sorry they took your rocket.
Simple.
They took something that you loved.
Simple.
It's gone. Forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's gone forever. Simple, but it really might be what Bing Bong is thinking inside. Because we look at Bing Bong's face. What is Bing Bong's thinking inside? We don't know. But on some level, Sadness might be giving words to what Bing Bong is thinking. Bing Bong might be thinking, it's gone forever. They took something that I loved, right? It's gone forever, right? And we get a sense that this empathic conjecture, this empathy guess, sometimes we call it that, that's made by Sadness, lands is that Bing Bong actually starts to open up and add on further articulation to what Sadness had spoken, right? So Sadness just names what's true, right? And Bing Bong adds on to it.
It's gone. Forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's all I had left of Riley.
I bet you and Riley had great adventures.
Oh, they were wonderful. Once we flew back in time. We had breakfast twice that day.
Sadness.
It sounds amazing. I bet Riley liked it.
So there's these I bet, or sometimes I imagine. So these are, so sometimes when you start with empathy, you start with just naming the simple truth. They took something away that you loved. It's gone forever. Okay, simple truth. So you just start with just naming the truth, and then frequently the second step, once you get some kind of traction, empathic traction with the client, patient, person you're working with, there's this next step, which Sadness is doing right here, which is I bet, or I imagine that. And that really shows like even deeper layers of empathy. Layer one of empathy is just naming the factual current truth that's just immediate and obvious and apparent. They took something that you loved, it's gone forever. Okay? Simple, empathic truth. And then there's the next layer or level of empathy, which is the I imagine part or I bet part, right? Typically in therapy, I might use the word I imagine, but I bet also works. I bet you had great times. I bet you, and these are these are just guesses. These are imagined guesses, but sometimes if you have, because they're in a zone of resonance right now, they're connected. But if you're in that zone, then you make kind of a kind, empathic guess or an imagination, right? The person might be very open to it. Okay? And in this case, Bing Bong, Riley's imaginary friend, is. So we see a couple guesses, right?
Oh, they were wonderful.
I bet you and Riley had great adventures.
Oh, they were wonderful. Once we flew back in time. We had breakfast twice that day.
So that was...
Sadness!
It sounds amazing. I bet Riley liked it.
Oh, she did. We were best friends.
Yeah.
So there were two I bet, okay? So that actually deepens the sense of somebody feeling even more known, right? Like, oh, yeah, you got me that first time around, like they took something away forever, it's gone forever. And then, wow, you're really in my world. You're understanding me at an even deeper level by showing me, by making guesses even beyond the immediate facts at hand, right? I bet, or I imagine that this might be true. Okay, right? And so Sadness makes two really sweet, lovely, empathic conjectures here.
Oh, she did. We were best friends.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. Even that little simple sentence, it's sad. It's just true. It's sad. Just naming that. That's just a simple, it's sad. It's sad. When spoken with empathic resonance, like Sadness can say it's sad, and it holds a certain kind of soulful weight because Sadness is feeling it with Bing Bong. It's not just she's saying, oh yeah, it's sad, and not feeling it with. There's this co-feeling that's occurring between Sadness and Bing Bong right now. Sadness is actually tasting with Bing Bong, sharing the sadness with Bing Bong, sharing the pain of the experience with him, helping him be with it by being with it herself with him, right? She's in it with him, right? So it's sad. Sadness senses that it's sad because Sadness is feeling the sadness of the experience, Bing Bong's experience with him. And it's symbolically represented by this hug. They're together in it. It's sad, but they're together in it. And sometimes we can't change the sadness, but we can change the aloneness, right? And that's what's happening here. They're not alone. Bing Bong's not alone with the sadness. The sadness is co-felt, right? So that it can be felt, it becomes felt, and then we can let it go. Let's take a look. So here we go.
Oh, she did. We were best friends.
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm okay now. Come on. The train station is this way.
How did you do that?
I don't know. He was sad, so I listened to what...
Hey! There's the train!
Oh, we made it!
Okay, so they made it and are on their way to save Riley. Just a few things. There's this notion from Gestalt therapy called the paradoxical theory of change. And basically it goes that actually if we want to change ourselves, the best way to go about doing so is not by trying to force us to change, but by paradoxically, instead of trying to change, all we do is actually let ourselves be who and where we are. And if we let ourselves be who and where we are fully, somehow, frequently paradoxically, things can change. And that's what we see here with Bing Bong. That trying to change Bing Bong didn't change Bing Bong, but just being with Bing Bong and supporting Bing Bong where Bing Bong was actually created remarkable, beautiful change. Right? So, this is a testament to the power of listening, of supporting people where they are, of actually just being with them in the experience and tasting their world so that they don't feel alone. What people need isn't advice or a tickle game or enthusiastic upliftment. Sometimes what people need is somebody just to sit with them, seeing the world that they're seeing so that they can feel not alone. Connection, feeling that somebody is feeling with you, can be some of the most powerful, potent, reparative medicine in the world. All right. The next time a friend or loved one is in distress, I'll invite you to be with them, metaphorically, shoulder to shoulder, and see what it's like if you try to not change them, but actually see the world from their interior experience. Maybe it will make a sweet difference in their life, just like it did for Bing Bong. All right. You take good care, and see you in the next video.